No, I think everything is ready now with sound and YouTube and all the things. So
everything is prepared. Very good.
We do opening prayer book.
Yes, we should do that.
Starting refuge or
beginning. Yeah, beginning.
Okay. Try then. Especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. All mother sentient beings, limitless as space, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience. May they experience happiness, be free from suffering, and swiftly may they attain precious, unsurpassed, perfectly complete enlightenment. Until I attain Buddhahood, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. Until death, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. From today until this time tomorrow, I will apply my body, speech, and mind to virtue. O Sangye Chodam Chodam Jonam I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and the other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. May all mothers and beings space have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all other sentient beings, limitless as space, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they not be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Oi Jatsa Wadai
Chujung Shabadam Jevaya Kujin So Yara Jaja Bago Jisabam Hanje Sode Jaja
Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offering, confession, rejoicing, requesting, and praying, I dedicate it for the complete awakening of all beings. Great Vajradhara, Tilopa, Naropa, Marva, Milarepa, Dharma Lord Gampopa, Padmojupa, and Lord Trikumpa, I pray to all the Kagyu Lamas, from his guru, King Sarlipa. He received the nectar medicine of Bodhicitta and brought benefit to all sentient beings. I pray to glorious Atisha, from now until I attain enlightenment. May I also practice the three precious lineages, and through this may I perfect sublime bodhicitta and bring benefit to others with my bodhicitta. In all my lives, may I never be separated from the perfect Guru. May I enjoy the glory of the Dharma, perfect the qualities of the bhumis and paths, and quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Oi Sajira
Kuju Jojo Nanda Yara Geje Legedade Sajo Jaya
ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the four continents, the sun, and the moon. I visualize and offer these as Buddha fields. May all sentient beings be born in the pure lands. Oi Gosoy Yosoy Lakshmi Sonanda Sarjun Jenshin Nikin Dalu Jonasi Yoshe outer, inner, secret, and suchness offerings, taking my body, wealth, and all that there may be. I pray, please grant the unsurpassed supreme city. Om greater, lesser, and common vehicles according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Okay, as we did yesterday, the Bodhisattva's vow ceremony. We will do this practice, maybe,
We should do this small page.
Yeah, this we have to know.
Yes.
I'm sure everyone has this in this one. Page 3 from this.
You have one happy. So this, yes.
Not that one. Not that one. Yeah, other one. Yes, page 3. We do this uh in English. So first you visualize Buddha in front of you, Buddha Shakyamuni. And then if you know other Buddhas also good, the past Buddha, Buddha Devamkara, future Buddha Maitreya, medicine Buddha, Buddha Amitabha, Buddha Achobya, Rana Sambhava, and all the Buddhas you know, and great masters, like Nagarjuna, Asanga, if you know, Saraha, Telopa, Naropa, then Marpa, Milarepa, Kapopa, Notable Lord Jesus, all those teachers you know, you visualize in front of you, and then we say this. Bodhisattva's practice said that is here we are taking the Bodhisattva's vow that is together refuge, and then aspiration Buddhista, action Buddhista together. And we do this 3 times. Plus, when before we do this, just breathe in fully all the blessings of the Buddha into us and purify our body, speech, and mind, become spacious. And then when we exhale all our obscurations, delusions, sickness of the body, speech, mind, all out. So we do this breathing exercise 3 times. Please inhale fully. And exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. And exhale. Once more, please inhale fully. And exhale. Then we First, cultivate the mind of loving kindness and compassion, just so we meditate. As I desire to have all the peace and happiness, physically, mentally, that is everybody, every sentient beings desire the same peace and happiness that I desire, that I wish to have. And then we just meditate in our mind, where everybody experience happiness, including all the animals, birds, insects, sea mammal, all. So where they have all the peace and happiness. All the differences that we have, just let go of all those. Simply in the mind, just bring that loving kindness. And make your mind such a spacious, unconfined vastness of the space. This called inner space. As the outer space has no limit, our inner space has no limit as well. We just reflect on this and relax your body and mind. See. There's nothing to identify, but yet it's so spacious, free from all the boundary. We just need to relax on that. Then we wish all sentient beings has the cause for peace and happiness. May they cultivate, meditate, loving kindness, Bodhicitta. May they practice the 10 virtues, which are the cause for the peace and happiness. And next, we practice compassion. Yes, everybody desire for peace and happiness, yet sentient beings in the 6 realms, they are suffering physically, mentally. So we just meditate, they're suffering from the mental delusion, a lot of physical limitations, mental limitations. There are some actually suffering from the lack of food, lack of clothes, or from the earthquake. Or there are some people are dying due to the heat, stroke. Or some are dying from the cold weather. There are so many sufferings there in the hungry ghost, in the animal, and else in the hell run. So just see that and develop compassion. just wish they're all free from all that kind of suffering. Every sentient beings, including those we don't like, those who hate us, we just wish them to have all, wish them to free from their suffering and breathe peace, happiness, so practice of compassion. Then there are people or sentient beings who are ignorant, who are so kind of deluded, even though they are free, they desire to free from suffering, but they keep creating the cause of suffering. In the Shantidevas text mentioned, in the world, the sentient beings, the desire to free from suffering, but they chase the suffering. They run after the suffering. Now, for example, those who are using drugs. Drug using is the direct cause of suffering, but those who are addicted and they just run after, even risk their life to have drugs or alcohol. Those who are alcoholic. So there are so many in the world that run after this suffering, chasing the suffering. And in that book said, we desire for peace and happiness, but we destroy them as if they were enemies due to ignorance. So we just look at this, understand the cause of suffering, and we wish everybody free from the cause of suffering. And we just meditate on this, the compassion. We practice this. With this, then, what's the method to free from all the suffering? What's the method to achieve all the peace and happiness? It's now, it's, as I mentioned, depends on many causes and conditions. There's a correct cause, right cause. The cause, which is the empirical. So the first thing we have in this prayer practice, refuge. Refuge is first very important. Because when we have a problem, we take refuge to anything, anybody. When you have a business problem and you go to people, you take refuge to those people who knows well, consultations. You take refuge in them, asking all the questions, what I can do. Those people who are sick, then they go to the doctor. So I have this problem. Can you solve this problem? And the doctor gives you all the advices. methods. So we take refuge in the nowadays so much on the technologies. And in the ancient time, they take refuge, the spirits of the tree, the spirits of the lake, rocks. There are some Naga is there are some special entity, deities are there. So you just go there, say prayers, make smoke offerings, so to delight them, make them happy. So there's so many ways taking refuge. So here, now here we take refuge the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. Buddha was fully enlightened, who taught the Dharma teachings, the teacher, who is free from all the suffering and causes of suffering, who has perfected the wisdom and compassion. So that's why I said when we make offering, I always say, Domba Lame Sangye Rinpoche. Domba Lame Sangye Rinpoche. Domba, the teacher, the unsurpassed teacher, is the Buddha. And the Dharma, Gyoba Lame Tamjurim. Gyoba, the protector, the unsurpassed protector, is the Dharma. So Dharma is the actual protector that we study, practice like the Bodhicitta is the Dharma. We bring in our heart, and we get all the protection. And then Demba Lame, the guide, unsurpassed guide, is a Sangha who guide us like a nurse, will help us to how to take medicine, how to do things. The great Bodhisattvas, those are Sangha. They give us the guidance. So, unsurpassed guidance. So I take refuge in these three unsurpassed refuge, object of refuge. Others of the refuge that we take are not enlightened. Because of that, we cannot achieve the total enlightenment. Like water spirit, the spirit in the tree, rocks. They can do something harm and benefit, but they're not free from samsara. So that's why they cannot give us total, complete refuge. Whereas this Buddha Dhamma Sangha give us the complete enlightenment. So that's why we take refuge in them. It's such a precious. So even the Buddha, we say, Buddha is the teacher, not the real protector. The real protector is the Dharma. So we make that understanding. That's why yesterday I mentioned reliance. We rely on the teachings, not the individual person. Yeah. So with this, then the Bodhicitta is the Dharma teachings that we bring into our heart. Okay, now let's say this prayer together. This taking the Bodhisattva's vow. So we say this prayer together. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas I took refuge in the Dharma and likewise in the assemblies of Bodhisattva. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed in the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, developed Bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the heart. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Buddha and the assemblies of Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and practiced the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to Bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma and likewise as the bliss of Buddhist life. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed from the Buddhist path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, will order to Bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stage of the path. Thank you. Now, just relax. The Buddha you have visualized in front of you, all other Buddhas, if you have, and great masters, they're all dissolved into central Buddha Shakyamuni. Shakyamuni is the Buddha of in our time. All the Buddhas are wonderful, great, but they're taught by the Buddha Shakyamuni. All the Buddhas of the three times are introduced by Shakyamuni Buddha. So for us, Shakyamuni Buddha is very important, precious. So that Buddha now is all other Buddhas dissolved Buddha Shakyamuni. And Buddha Shakyamuni was the embodiment of wisdom, compassion, bodhicitta, who perfected all the excellent qualities that melt into light, that light dissolved into us from the crown of the head. And at that time we meditate all our physical obscurations, mental obscuration, fully purified, melt into, dissolve into emptiness. And our mind and the Buddha's mind are now inseparable, one nature, one taste. So we meditate that, we just relax. As I mentioned, it is unconfined vastness as the space. We just relax. So in that state now, all our mental affliction, delusion, our ego, arrogance, everything dissolve into that. Now there's no space, this delusion. We simply just that uncontrived state of the mind. No expectations. There's nothing to expect. It is your mind. And if something has to happen from outside, then you have to expect. But there's nothing to expect. Our mind is the one, is the nature of the Buddha that we're touching through this practice outside. So we meditate there, relax there, just come abide. Then we read the next. Rejoicing for oneself, we read together. Today my life has given fruit. This human state has now been well assumed. Today I take my birth in the Buddha's line and have become the Buddha's child and heir. And the next. In every way, then I will undertake activities benefiting such a rank, and I will not act to merit or compromise this high and progress in lineage. And so today, within the sight of all protectors, I summon beings calling them to Buddhahood until that state is reached to every to enjoy. May gods and demigods and all the rest rejoice. When you practice this, how do we do? Very simple and easy, but she has three bodhicitta, the aspiration bodhicitta, action bodhicitta, and ultimate bodhicitta, as you see, because we aspire to attain Buddhahood. And then next we cultivate the action bodhicitta to achieve that. These 6 parameters we can also put into 3. Training of the morality, moral ethics, the training of the samadhi, meditative concentration, and the training of the praja, the intrinsic special insight. So all the 6 parameters, as mentioned, can include there. The first, generosity and patience. Third, can go into the moral ethics. Okay. And then samadhi, second, meditative state there. And wisdom, the special insight, is 3. And the perseverance is goes on to 3. To support, to protect all the 3. We need perseverance or effort, joyous effort, continuation of the practice. So it's very comprehensive practice. As I mentioned, this is the essence of this all sutra system. So to do this, as we have here, we can say these prayers or just you put in mind before turning of the mind. It's always so crucial, reminding, why we practice this, why, as a mission, we all desire to free from suffering, desire to have all the peace and happiness. Because everybody's working hard on that. They're fighting each other, You are doing right, you are doing wrong, this is your mistakes, we don't like what you are doing, It's all to free from the suffering, to have real peace and happiness, and that a lot of disagreements of fighting each other so much. And say, you are wrong, you are crazy. In the politics, you see, and business, everything's fighting each other, working so hard. The main point is to really have this successful life of peace and happiness, to free from all the disaster, But there's some very stupid person make a huge mistake. All about, So this Buddhist teaching gives us that wisdom. But the final, the ultimate was the benefit. So that's why I always remind how much precious opportunity I have. Remind precious human life. I can't waste it. So then, even though I have this precious human life, but it's impermanent. We never know. Everything's uncertain. So there, we have this saying, prepare for the worst, wish for the best, prepare for the worst. Means we don't know. It's uncertain. That's why this is coming. So everything's so uncertain. Even yourself cannot believe, trust yourself what you will think next. Sometimes you lie, oh, that's wonderful, it makes sense, I want to follow, But then when something has happened, twisted, I lost interest. I don't like this. So to remind that impermanence, everything is so uncertain. And look at the people who died in your life. Just reflect. The friends you have. As I'm mentioning, when I came to the country in the 80s, I met a lot of friends everywhere. Now, many are gone, they died, and some are sick, and many are old. And they're just writing me, can you say prayers? And I'm not feeling well, So that much I should say, yes, I will pray. That's that much, what I can do, Even Buddha, what Buddha can do, One time in Taiwan, it was in the 80s, in the South, a Buddhist nun, I'm sure you have heard of, she's very famous. She opened a lot of hospitals, very good business, but she opened a big hospital, the modern equipment, opened. And when you enter the hall, in the hall, she made a painting, a monk who's sick, they're laying on the bed, and Buddha comes there and then painting on his head, So that is such a moving, So Buddha can support that much, but Buddha cannot take his pain out, Oh, poor you monk, I will take your pain, So what Buddha did was, the monk was so painful, and just without control, just his urine sheds out, on his bed. So Buddha said, pass me down. I will wash for you. And that time, Ananda was Buddha. So Ananda said, no, Buddha, please don't touch. I will wash. And Buddha said, okay, you wash. I will pour the water, So then, due to this, the monk felt better. So then, Buddha said me, I cannot, Buddha said, just, relax, I cannot do that. I must practice Dharma, So that was, when you see that, so such a touching, So like,
in Vietnam?
No, in Taiwan.
In Taiwan.
Yes, it is. Later, she opened also hospitals in the Taipei area. She's not so much talking about the Dharma so much, but she was practicing generosity, a lot of generosity, how to help others. She became very active on that. When there's an earthquake, plant, there's in the heart, people out there, help there, So, yeah. CG is called CG, yeah. That's well, to this, anyway, reminding impermanence is so precious. This, when you are suffering, you look at the impermanence. Oh, this is impermanent, temporary. It will help us to release our depression, our anxiety. Oh, it is all impermanent. Everything's this nature, they come and go. Then they use Dharma practice. Mind is pain, be useful to purify all the suffering of sentient being. Definitely we'll have our physical limitation, pain, mental pain, this. When these things happen, instead of becoming a victim of that suffering, just utilize as a part of practice, the pain I have be a cause to purify the suffering of all sentient beings. May every sentient being is free from this kind of suffering. My pain is my pain is there. Make it I pray to use this my pain to purify all the rest of the suffering of the sentient beings. And you just meditate. So my pain that I have is not become useless, but it's become useful to help others. It's inspiring your mind. And then sometimes when you have a pain, you feel joy. Instead of becoming a victim of the pain, this pain I have all become such an instrument to really practice the Bodhicitta, compassion to others. When there's obstacles comes, things are not going well, instead of just depressed, instead of just mental so long, so this obstacle be substitute all the obstacles of the sentient beings. May everybody free from this kind of obstacle. We just practice this. But sometimes in the mind, when you have strong attachment, look at this. What should I do as to this strong attachment? I become restless at that time, reflect the Bodhicitta. There are so many who are suffering like this alone. This my attachment may cause to purify all the sentient beings' attachment. May they free from this kind of suffering. Sometimes strong anger, rage, malicious thought rises in the mind to destroy others. At that moment, see, this mind is so destructive. It destroys my mental peace. It destroys others. May this be a special cause to purify all the sentient beings who has this kind of mind. Let's just meditate. Then you feel grateful about this. This is a special method. It's called mind training. You train your mind. As mentioned, the mind is the one such powerful. That as mentioned, all the weapons that we made to destroy is product of the mind. It's power of the mind. The mind put together all those things and made such things to destroy. Also, at the same time, there's such a lot of medicines. It helps so many people. It's also product of the mind. All the doctors that come together discuss how we should produce a medicine for this symptom. This, and there's such some medicines so powerful. It's also protected the mind. See, look at. So I destroy most by myself, by my negative thoughts. My mind, so when you see in your mind such a strong expression, rage, anger, resentment manifests in the mind, then you have no peace. It's like a hell realm. So it's protected your mind. So hell realm is nobody created somebody that's called hell. It's our own creation. So look at this. So from this you should look, see how Buddha taught the teaching. That's where we take refuge in Buddha. You see the Buddha is such a great protector of the sentient being. And look into your precious human life. I have the ability to handle these things, meditate on this. So these are some basic those impermanence as yesterday we went through, reflect on this. Repeatedly, every day is good to remind impermanence. It's opportunity. Some people think, reflecting on impermanence is depressing, It's not depressing, it's uplifting. It's impermanent. I can make it, I can do it. So that's what's good. It gives us non-attachment. Sometimes we are so attached, pernicious attachment. So just sink into that attachment. That time it's impermanent. There's nothing essence there. It's changing. Just meditate there, and it protects you from that. Such a precious thought of impermanence. This is not the only life we have, this precious, this human life. It's not the only life, We come from limitless eons, and we go through limitless, and this is transition. So when you go to airplane, there's, when you change your plan, say, go to transition this avenue, this exit, go through this exit. So we are this exit, It's not just only this life, So we take the best advantage, take the best advantage of this life. Where we have this Dharma teaching. So precious. How to free from entire suffering, samsara. And Bodhicitta is now, it's time. This is the best. When there's a lot of confusion, chaos is going, you cannot just sit there and sort of like, use this channel. There's no time to practice those things, Those and could need a long time, and a lot of concentration. Really, you need a lot of concentration. You cannot do that. No time. If you have time, of course, it's wonderful. But most we don't have. So the practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta, and then relation to this, as mentioned, is mind training. It's called lojong. You have heard of lojong, so it's called mind training. So it's when you're sick, so my sickness be substitute all the sickness of the sentient being. Even though physically you have sickness, but you can utilize that, meditate. So then through these practices, you accumulate great merit, as we did yesterday, try to accumulate merit. The merit helps to promote bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is such a precious jewel. So when you keep the jewel, you need a special place. This is a special place that I keep my jewel. I cannot throw it here, So the Bodhicitta is such a precious jewel. So to manifest, to increase stronger and stronger. We need long support of merit, wisdom, practice of loving kindness, compassion. More we practice those, then Bodhicitta become stronger. And remind benefit of Bodhicitta repeatedly, again and again. And the respect all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, great teachers who are practicing Bodhicitta. So, those they are precious. They are practicing Bodhicitta. Doesn't matter who they are, what they're doing, but they are teaching Bodhicitta. So precious. Precious. See, don't look down any sentient beings. Everyone has Buddha nature. Even small bugs, they have Buddha nature. So Adisha, their story is he was a great scholar, meditator, who achieved the 10th Buddha, who brought this Nagarjuna Asanga lineage to Tibet through the Kadamba lineage, and highly accomplished in the practice. So he has always respected that everyone has Buddha nature. Try to keep the pure view. And if there's some good qualities, he picked up on that good qualities. Oh, look at this, how wonderful. Even that person is so bad, So that person is so bad, but look at the good quality, say, oh, you look at this, it's so wonderful, And then one day, there was one person who has no any good qualities, and then he pointed out, Aisha, what do you have anything to say good about him, And then Aisha said, oh, I guess Buddha nature, See, so like that, we always have some kind of negative thoughts with the others, so this person is not good, that is not good, there's that problem, this problem, and we have that, so we have to purify those things. So always change motivation, develop our mind, compassion, loving kindness, then bodhicitta. So from that, we don't give up anybody from our heart. Even that person is so bad, hates you, but never give up. Maybe cannot help directly, you have no connection to help, but in your mind, just wish that person have all the peace and happiness. Wish that person is free from all the suffering. So don't give up. But that's why we have the prayer. All the mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstacles who harm me, those create obstacles not to my path, enlightenment, may have all the happiness and free from all the suffering and simply attain the enlightenment. So practice those. Just meditate. That helps our mind. It helps my mind to relax, not to agitate. So this is how to keep the bodhicitta, and how to progress. And any questions you have? Yes.
When you say not give, not remove someone from your heart for consideration. So you can't help them. So it's wishing them well.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess this question has been asked so many times. I'm trying to think of what I'm trying to.
Yeah, you can think of something else.
Yeah. How about when we're cultivating bodhicitta? It's for me, it's easy when I think of people I know.
Yes.
And animals.
Yes.
And but then I know that's limited. So I try to expand that, and then it just gets too abstract.
Yeah.
Is there a way to
just spend that mind like the space? Yeah. The space is everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, there's no any space where there's no space. Make sense?
Except trying to connect with a feeling.
Yeah, feeling.
You know, but
yeah. Plus, you just also need to pretend. Start from pretending, Then it's first pretending becomes a little artificial, From that, it becomes real. You see.
Can you talk more about Buddha nature and when we do deity practice and our own Buddha nature?
Yeah.
Just explaining what we're doing when we're connecting with the deity's mind and our own mind. Because you said many times, oh, the Buddha can't help you. You have to purify your own mind.
Yes.
Then we're always doing deity practice.
Yes.
And we're trying to visualize ourselves and everyone else as Buddhas.
Then yes, that you see, yeah, exactly. So sometimes, due to lack of good explanations, we totally say, all our struggle will be taken care by the deity. You don't worry, Then when the disaster comes, what happened? I have practicing this so many years. Now, when I went to all these problems, no deity can come and help me. People say those things. Yeah, people write me some letters. I participated that this Drupchen, very high, supposed to be very powerful, and I have received this powerful empowerment, and I went there, said this. So then why should I say? I cannot criticize the other deities, They have the ability, but there's so much this study, understanding of interdependent, you see. So that's what teachers, they have to explain enough, not just give the empowerment and say that, there's so many benefits, there are a lot of benefits just by receiving the empowerment itself. It's just, that will take care of everything, something like that, And then this will make connection. Then you're free from samsara, achieve enlightenment, Then people don't know. Then they expect those who have devotion, those who are paid, our great Lama taught me that, I don't worry, I don't have to practice Dharma. I receive this empowerment, I will take care of by that, So there we need a lot of those kind of explanations into how the interdependent nature. So sometimes we deity, powerful deity or practice is something like we're creating something like they are creator. You see, they can do anything. So that is also not, that is, so we need balance, you see, what they can do, what we have the responsibility. So all understanding what they have the ability, qualities to help, and what our responsibilities. All this is very important. Otherwise, there are some people that after practicing for some years, they give up. Then they run away, And that's very sad, This is due to lack of the explanations.
I love the saying, good, bad, we don't know.
Oh,
I like the saying, good, bad, we don't know.
yes,
Some of the worst things lead
Yeah.
to really good.
become good. Yeah, that's what depicted as immersion. The bad things we don't see as the bad things, but it's the opportunity. How to adopt that, how to utilize that. That's a compose, when you cook, there's a rotten veggies, fruits, they're smelly, rotten, now what should you do is throw, trash. But if you put it in the compost and they utilize, take to the field and what do you call that, fertilizer, and it becomes such a great cause to grow beautiful flowers, fruits, So in the mind, just like this, those, our mental afflictions, as I mentioned, those things when there is such a cause of suffering, pain, people depressed, sometimes it's suicide, suicide. Why? Because mental afflictions, their desires not fulfilled, then they don't know what to do, and they feel this is the last choice. Just suicide is this is the end of this whole problem. They think, So during those times, if we have this Dharma practice, so utilize this map, I know how much pain that I have. There are so many people who in that field. So my pain be substitute, purify all the other sentient beings' pain. So it's become such a precious opportunity.
Is it okay to also think that when you see someone else suffering,
Yeah.
like sometimes we have our own pain in our body, but other times we see somebody else is suffering a lot. Can we also think, may their suffering be purified and everyone else's as well? May that karma be exhausted?
Yeah, you can feel that as well. In your mind, that person, the person who's very good friend of mine is suffering so much, I can tolerate now. What should I do, And they just meditate, that person going through all the suffering. I understand it's painful, but that pain purifies all the cause of suffering, and free from that state. And then that share by all others, their pain is free from the suffering, free from that pain, the suffering. And then just see, do you help whatever you can? No, a lot that we cannot help, but to practice this, I wish that I'm free from pain, suffering. So these are the Dharma practice that we can do.
Maybe similar a little bit to Elizabeth's question, Rinpoche.
Yes.
But when we're asking for blessing, guru, yoga, or deity, in the prayers, there's a lot of or we are requesting all those things. Yeah.
Supplicating for blessings.
Supplicating for blessings, or even not just the formal sadhana, but just in general. What are we I guess the question I want to ask is, what are we asking for in terms of blessing? Because there is, like you said, there's interdependent, there's so many causes and conditions and things. We can't just make something happen that's not there.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. There's a mission, there's not just one cause, not just one condition. There's so many causes, so many conditions. No, as yesterday I asked a question, or there or here. I asked there, so where the butter come from? It says butter come from milk. I asked, is the butter is milk? No. If the milk is butter, said no. But without the milk, no butter. No, but we cannot use butter as milk. No. But without the milk, no butter. So that's called interdependent. Inconceivable use, that's called, If you look at details, then it's just so interdependent, interconnected. is such a that wisdom is not easy to understand. So that take care of our ego, the self-grasping ego. It is such called ego, means some independent, that called Atma, when it's there, then no, it's not interdependent. It's independent. But no such things there. It's practically, it's not a Buddhist belief. It's not a Buddhist philosophy, but it is a philosophy of the reality nature, how everything constitutes in that nature, There you will see it's But a lot of Buddhists, our Buddhist teacher will say this is Buddhist, Buddhist teachings interdependent. Buddhist teaching karma, they said that. Sometimes there's some making a kind of dogmatic tenet, it's a tenet, tenet system. Something we make out of this is a Buddhist tenets, and we're so attached to that. And then we're dogmatized. So to be free from this, Buddhist teaching is totally interdependent, interconnected, so fast, so precious, because it gives the instruction. That's what Buddha's teachers, Dobalame. That's called unsurpassed teacher, unsurpassed teacher, who can teach these things. Then you practice that, then Lama becomes your protector. You protect from their confusion, from this delusion.
Thank you.
Make sense?
Yes.
You see, it's so interdependent, so precious,
I want to ask more from David's question. So we were driving in the car and we were talking about the Kagyu lineage and Drikung lineage and what does this mean? And we were saying, we looked it up as the blessing lineage, the blessings of the gurus.
Yes.
So we have this responsibility to do our homework, to try to understand the teachings.
Yes.
But then we have to supplicate so it warms the snow mountain and the blessings flow to us. This is part of our responsibility as well.
Blessing lineage is first of all, those masters. So mastered all the teachings. They are master of the realization. Now, master as a noun, you use as a master noun and master as a verb. Okay. you are mastered with as a verb, So those great masters they are mastered in the realization and understanding. So that bears such great blessing. No, we have to catch up with that. Okay. It's just not just say, please give me a blessing, you are a blessing master,
We have to do the practice.
Yes.
We have to study what you say, and then we have to spend the time on the cushion to try to make it stick. Looking at our mind.
Exactly.
And then we have to come back. We can't be saying, I'm so great by myself. We keep coming back for more. That's our supplication, our devotion.
Bodhicitta, there's no other place to go. It's nirvana. Samsara is within. When you are confused, bewildered in the jungle of the confusion, samsara. When that confusion is dispelled, and you see those precisely, and understanding of the interdependence mission, this is nirvana. So within. So that's why it's called one hand, two faces of samsara nirvana. So precious, So Buddha taught all those teachings so much, so wonderful. Bodhicitta who conveyed or interpreted that what Buddha taught precisely, you know. And everything, whether you say Vajrayana, Sutrayana, whatever, all the teaching taught on the base of the causality. Everything functions to the causality, cause and result. No. Nothing exists independently. No. It's all a method. Yeah. So then it's against the estimation of impermanence, reminding of these causalities and the suffering of samsara is always very important to remind, because of sometimes we're attached to something, this, that, oh, this is samsara. There's nothing to attach. Mm-hmm. And that means you are protected. Mm-hmm. You get the protection. So these four thoughts, people think these four thoughts are for kindergarten. No. No, I know impermanence. Yes, don't talk about that. You know, suffering. Yes, I know. Because of suffering, I'm practicing Dharma. You know, but still, you know, it's very, very important. Always remind that, you know, just as in the morning you get up, everything seems now today impermanence. You know, I'm so grateful I'm alive. One day, still I have one day that I can practice Dharma. I'm so fortunate. Appreciate yourself always. It's very important. You know, that I have this such a precious wisdom of the Buddha. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Is Buddha nature independent or independent?
It's the what you call Buddha nature is basically the purity nature of the mind, as always. Yes. Like when we did this, you know, dissolve Buddha into you, you purify, you relax, you see. Then your mind is not touched by this delusion. You see. That we should say you are touching the Buddha nature. It's neither independent, no, it's non-duality, but the pure nature of that is always pure. Like the space is always pure space. Whether it's clouded or smoke or full of dust, the space, oh, today there's a lot of smoke and dust in the clouds everywhere. See, you know, but the nature of the spirit itself is always undefiled, no, pure. The dust, those are temporary, you know, they come and go. See, so our mental afflictions, they come and go. See, because they are not always with us, you see. Sometimes suddenly some condition comes, we are angry, you know, why this is happening? It's so temporary, you know. Then it's called adventitious of creation. You know the word adventitious?
Temporary bleeding. Bleeding.
Temporarily just moving around, you know. You see? So, but we are so habituated because of that, without much preparation, as soon as there's some conditions comes, it manifests. Because the habituation. Whereas our practice of compassion, loving kindness, where we make effort, still not so coming, it becomes like artificial. I don't feel really compassion, I try, because you're not so habituated, you see. So then if you make effort, slowly, then they slow down. So the habit is changing, That it shows it's impermanent, first of all, Then it shows its nature is emptiness. So when you meditate properly like that, so you do, and then they are not there. Their nature itself is empty. We are not making empty, but their nature itself is empty. But we have to realize. The Shabdita's text mentioned, Nyomo, shut up, make it Das is Tibetan. Nyomo is afflictive emotion. It's so, what do you call it? It's so, it has no essence. It's just fragile. It's so fragile, it has no essence. As soon as I have the eye of the wisdom, if I look through the eye of the wisdom, it exists nowhere. It doesn't go anywhere. Then where it goes out and come back, other ordinary, we call enemy, people who hate, fight, and then they go to some other place, and then later they come back, hurt you, or this mental affliction, once you take care of through the wisdom eye, it has no place to go. There's no way to come back. So because it's a lack of my ability, I'm so lazy. And I didn't, because I made enough effort to see that. Because it exists nowhere. It's just a bad habit. It's like a rubber band. When you stretch, the rubber band is stretched. Release, go back now. So our mental afflictions, it just kept coming because we are so habituated. And sometimes we feel without that I cannot exist, But if you have enough courage, then you say, it's like staff. Staff? What is staff?
Staff?
Yeah, the staff, you say, there's sometimes the tiger skin inside, you put things. Stuff. You look at the tiger's stuff, looks very fearful, But it's stuff, It's empty, See, Buddha's wisdom is so powerful, real, and it makes sense, But we're still looking at the stuff, they think real, and then we're dominated by that, And we have not enough wisdom to see. And then we suffer helplessly. We are the victim of all the suffering. And there's no good teacher. So that's why teacher is very important. So again, it's interdependent. Teacher is important, and yourself is very important. We need a good teacher, who can give us this clear explanations. And it's important that we are making enough effort. So these conditions, then you see, like when Prabhupada met Milarepa, so Milarepa has all the excellent qualities. He can show all those teachings, and Prabhupada was totally prepared for that, and he's practicing. When Prabhupada saw Buddha Shakyamuni in his vision, 1,000 Buddha of this kalpa, he was so excited. Oh, I saw Buddha, wonderful. I must go to Milarepa, my teacher, and explain. He would be so happy, And he went there and he said, today I got a vision of the Shakyamuni with all 1,000 Buddha. Oh, Milarepa said, neither good nor bad, What is saying here? I'm so excited. Because that's not the ultimate. That's what he's saying. There's more to go. So, So that Milarepa is that ability, you see. Because Kampa was not easy. He was such a great scholar and also meditator. He can meditate shamatha for days without food. Oh,
Good or bad.
yeah, you see. Yeah, it's just they come and go, Yes, it's impermanent. They come and go, so neither good nor bad. Go ahead, meditate more. Otherwise, if Milarepa prays, oh, wonderful, my son, Dharma son, you experience Buddha Shakyamuni, that's wonderful, The Kampa will sit there, develop some ego, My mama said, I'm so good, So Milarepa has that kind of skill, right? Ability, who can help Kampa like Kampa. Not easy, Not easy at all. Outside Milarepa, nothing, just wearing a ragged cloth. No place to live, People look down on him, they think he's a stupid, He doesn't know anything. He gathers some bunch of hippie,
Can you tell us again the story with Milarepa and the dog and the deer?
Oh, yeah, that. So first, you see, Milarepa, when he communicates with dog and deer, he understands the language of the dog and deer, you see. And this we cannot. Milarepa, who attended about the 9th bhumi, like Lord Jesus mentioned, he communicated with the culture. So Bodhisattva was who above the 9th bhumi, 10th bhumi, then Buddha, can communicate. Because they speak all the different languages of the animals and birds and everything. So Milarepa that attend that state, you see. When the dog was chasing deer, the deer was desperate, was full of fear and hope to escape from the dog. And the fear the dog can catch the deer anytime. And each hair on the hair, the pours water dropping, So running so fast, long, and totally, his mind is so that full of fear and hope. As soon as he saw the Milarepa, then he because Milarepa is interdependent, Milarepa's great loving kindness, compassion, that's which he embodies. And at that moment, the deer felt really great relief. And Milarepa saw the deer, how much suffering is going through. So he spoke to the deer, you have such great fear that dog may catch any time. And at the same time, you have such great hope to free from that dog. What hope and fear you're wandering the samsara. With everybody in the samsara. That's what all the weapons are making because of hope and fear. So if you want to free from this, I will teach you Mahamudra, 6 years Narupa, And the deer just, without any doubt, totally directly just went towards Milarepa and relaxed on the right side. And then when the dog is coming, proceeding to catch the deer. And the dog is so long and looking where the deer is, And then Milarepa said, now this is the dog that was chasing this deer, So your dog, you have such great fear to lose the deer. And you have such a hope to catch the deer. With hope and fear, you're wandering the samsara. So dog understood because he speaks the dog's language. So that's how this song is, And then the hunter came, the hunter came looking his dog and deer where. And when he saw they are on the right, on the left dog, on the right deer, he was furious, Oh, dear, you can take my dog, dear, Who are you? So Milarepa said, so up until now you have hunted hundreds of thousands of animals. How much you are satisfied? You are never satisfied of this. Still you are not satisfied if you don't practice Dharma. And then he started shooting the arrow to Milarepa, That time there's no gun, So he has an arrow, Start shooting. Somehow he just twisted his head, missed his, some kind of little kind of say, I don't know what do you say, some excited or something, He wants to shoot, and then somebody just fall, the arrow just fall on the ground. And just Milarepa said, wait a minute, you can shoot me anytime, but first you listen to my song. And then he was just he was not prepared to bow down. You are taking my deer, my dog. How you can do this? So Milarepa said the songs about his life. And then he just changed his mind. That's true. And he looked around where Milarepa lives, the cave, and he saw how Milarepa lives his life. That totally changed his mind. Then he said, I want to practice Dharma. Please give me instruction. And Milarepa was so happy. But he said, first I want to go back to my home, take care of my house, And if you want to, then Milarepa said, if you want to practice, you don't have to go back. You stay here. You can get something to eat. The leaves, a lot of leaves that I'm eating, You can eat as well. Still, he said, Master, please give me 1 week, permission, and I'll come back. Milarepa said, of course, it's your choice. But in my mind, you no need to go back. You stay behind. Because I'll give you instruction now when you meditate. So then he did. Because if he goes back, he will change his mind, Everything's impermanent. And Milarepa knows about that. That's why, he said that. He can change mind. Oh, now I stay another month, maybe 1 year, and I can go back, Then they will postpone, then he will die, Instead, start now. That's why in our prayer, today, tomorrow, this time, I perform the virtuous deed with body, speech, and mind. So then, because of that, then he becomes this Rebbe, the Rebbe of the hunter Rebbe. Becomes such a great master. Okay, we want to stop here. This morning session is good. What do you think?
Excellent.
Yeah. So this Dhamma practice we do, okay? Every day just practice. It's so pleasant, really give you joy in your daily life if you practice this way. There's no doubt, When you make effort to get rid of these three poisons, just get out of those three poisons out of your mind, replaced by loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. May everybody have all the peace and happiness. May everybody free from suffering. May strictly they attain enlightenment, Buddhahood. Like if you're flying, look at the, as I mentioned, at the airport, so many people going out and in, rushing, so someone delayed, someone missing the plane. So everyone just they desire for peace and happiness, try to free from suffering. They're looking for somebody, They want to meet their friends, families, or some business, some politics, that they are doing, or some vacation, been out somewhere. But all the world, the same boat, So they just look at it. May they have all the peace and happiness. May they free from suffering and attain enlightenment. And that will keep your mind very peace. You feel light, spacious. You can smile at others, So precious. That's how Buddha's message is, all the way. Okay, now we say the dedication day. Tito Sumbun's. Yes, please.
Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, high, truth, and lineage, divine assembly of Yadams and assemblies of Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Yogins, Yoginis, and Yogis, dwelling in the nations. Please hear my prayer. May the virtues collected in the three times by myself and all sentient beings in samsara and nirvana and the innate Buddha virtue not result in the eight worldly concerns, the four causes of samsara, or rebirth as a Shabbat, or partake together them. May all other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate and lie, obstructors who harm, misleading Maras, and the lords of demons, experience be separated from suffering, and swiftly achieve unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. By the power of this doctrine of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May attachment to fame, reputation, wealth, honor, and concern for this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind street be moistened by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good qualities equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May the torment of suffering not arise even at the time of my death. May I not die with negative thoughts. May I not die confused by wrong views. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of mind as such, and in the pervading clarity of Dharmata. May I, in any case, gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo. Can we please state the long life prayer for lunch? It's this. I don't know if you all come. Okay. You who are richly endowed with the glorious wealth of Dharma knowledge, who through reflecting and meditating have actualized the self-aware absolute reality and shine with the 100,000 light rays of ethical discipline at the Buddha Dharma, may you, Khenchen Ratna's Vaza, live long. And now, at the last of this speech, joy to listen, joy Bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it is not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase, higher and higher. Thank you, Rinpoche.
Thank you everybody for your participation.
Thank you, Daniel, for translating in French for us. Thank you for sharing.